All right, global issues. So, you at this point just finished reading the handout that I provided to you. Again, those are just five common arguments or data points or facts given on each side for each perspective. There's many more. Let me just highlight two of them, one on each side. Um, First, the common thread of all of the arguments and pieces of data on the side that's trying to prove global warming is human caused and that it's happening and that it's a problem is that the greenhouse effect is causing a higher temperature worldwide, right? On the surface temperature of the Earth is warmer now than it ever has been, and so what that means then, probably the thing that maybe is a little confusing is, well, how does that cause flooding, right? How does that raise the level of the ocean? Because if I have a ice cube in a glass of water and the ice cube melts, then it's the same level, right? So how does that cause flooding? Well, the answer is that there's a lot of ice that's ice caps. So it's actually ice that's over land that is um, melting, right? And that's what this argument is claiming, is that the polar ice caps, the ice on top of the poles, is melting. And that ice was not in water. And when it melts, of course, it makes its way into the water and it raises the level of the oceans. And so we're going to watch a documentary after spring break where you're going to see a clip where you'll see the streets of Miami are flooding, right? Or if you Google the Maldives, or it looks like the Maldives, the group of islands that I referenced in the handout, they are slowly going underwater. And so it's a powerful and kind of very easy to see data point that shows that, well, okay, the Earth must be warmer because this ice is melting, and you can see that very easily because then the oceans are rising. All right, so that's one perspective on the side that global warming is happening and it's human caused. Now, the one that maybe requires a little bit of explanation on the side that global warming is not a big deal. It's not a cycle. It's not human caused. To me, that's kind of powerful is the idea that Greenland, right, the big island way up north that's just frigid cold now, it used to have a thriving Viking settlement there. And we know from archaeology that they did a lot of farming and they planted different crops. And of course, yeah, they did fishing and hunting, but they were able to grow several different types of crops. And the problem is today, if the surface level or surface temperature, excuse me, of the Earth is higher, then why can't we farm on Greenland today? And in fact, we can't. Even with our modern farming techniques, the only industry that exists on Greenland is fishing. You can't farm really anything there. And so then there's, of course, a logical flaw then, right? If in fact the Earth is warmer than it was 1,000 years ago when the settlement on Greenland was flourishing, then why is it so much colder there and we can't grow any crops even with modern technology? So that's again kind of a powerful anecdotal piece of evidence that maybe in fact it's not really warmer everywhere on the planet. So again, those are kind of just the two arguments that I thought I'd highlight. Hopefully, you've started to see the other side's perspective. Again, don't have to believe it. Okay, don't have to agree with those arguments, but I want you to know what is the other side using, right? And where are they coming from in their perspective of their view on global warming and climate change. Okay, well, hopefully you have a great spring break. You've got a week off. You're not going to get any assignments from me until the next Monday, a week from this coming Monday, and we will pick up on global warming again, looking at more evidence and data, and also we'll begin to analyze two different pieces of evidence that's out there. Right, and we're going to do it by comparing and contrasting some sections of two different documentaries. Clearly, one documentary is going to try to prove global warming, the other is going to try to disprove it. And so you're going to have to be the judge on how each documentary does in terms of presenting its information and analyzing the data and the information and facts that they give you. All right. Have a great spring break. We will see you in a few days.